The workshop drew participants from the Uganda Police Force, Office of the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, Judiciary, Uganda Human Rights Commission UHRC, Electoral Commission, Uganda Prison Service and civil society organizations.
For this week, we shall be in the Kigezi region conducting training on a human rights-based approach in order to promote the rights of vulnerable or marginalized persons. And these include older persons, children, refugees, persons with disability, as well as prisoners and indigenous groups.
Dora Christine Kanabahitabiamkama, a human rights and gender consultant with ICGLR-RTF, noted that the workshop provides an avenue for judicial actors to address human rights issues affecting minority groups.
The biggest challenge is that when they come to the justice system, some of the justice actors, for example the police, need to be more sensitive to the plight of those persons. For example, if a woman comes and she has a case of domestic violence, she has been beaten by her husband, the police may react by saying, that's a small matter, why don't you go and settle it? And if this woman is not given enough time or privacy for her to be able to explain that maybe it's been going on for a long time, or the violence is reaching levels which she cannot really bear, then you find that eventually these cases get aggravated. They end up in death, or even a person being really mentally unstable. And this has happened several times, and therefore we are talking to service providers, the police, the state prosecutors, the judiciary, the civil society organizations, even prisons. So that
SCP Dr. John Kamya, Head of Curriculum and Doctrine Development in the Uganda Police Force, stressed the importance of such training in enhancing officers' skills in human rights practices.
We are in the Kabale to train justice actors or criminal justice actors in the field of human rights-based approach to doing our work. What do we mean? We want to incorporate human rights in all aspects of our work. Police has been training its officers for a long time in human rights issues, but this time we have redesigned our program to say, let us put all the criminal justice actors in one room. The police officers, the judicial officers, the prosecutors, the Human Rights Commission officers, the Electoral Commission officers, the prisons officers, and the civil society to discuss all these issues of human rights and rights-based approach, especially on how to handle marginalized groups like women, children, refugees, people living with disabilities, older persons. But we're also discussing all other marginalized groups like prisoners, like indigenous communities.
Kamya noted that the key sessions will focus on sexual and gender-based violence, practical understanding of human rights, the role of justice actors in implementing the Anti-Torture Act, civic rights and mindset change regarding human rights.
The Kabale Regional Office, we've been here for 3 years, but in 3 years we've registered so many complaints. But if we are to look at gender-based violence, right now for this year, we have a total of 39 complaints. Basically, these are women who complain to our office. And whom are they complaining against? Basically, in most cases, you find they are complaining against their husbands. They are complaining against their relatives. Especially, we have a challenge in the region where men unfortunately die, and you find the relatives are mistreating these women, especially under property rights. They want the woman to go away, not knowing that she was staying with this man. Whatever they acquired, it was for their entire family, but relatives now come in trying to chase away the woman. So what they usually do, they approach us for intervention.
Yes.
Thopista Twembi, Head of the UHRC Kabale Regional Office welcomed the initiative, saying it will help tackle the human rights challenges faced in the region. In Uganda, minority groups' human rights are protected under the Constitution, with Articles 21 and 32 promoting equality and affirmative action. At the same time, Article 27 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, ICCLR, guarantees culture and religious expression.